Look at these lovely lilies. This is such a fun lesson. We're going to use many of the 12 Renaissance words in this beautiful flower picture. We're going to use overlapping, shadows behind the seed pod. Look at this wonderful S-curve. Look at this nice petal, the S-curve wrapping around the petal. And then we're going to do multiples. We're going to draw one tapering flower in the front, and then we're going to put one behind, and we'll put another one behind. We'll overlap them. Then we'll have some fun with the leaves down here. This was inspired by one of my favorite floral artists, a fellow named Michel Gagne. And I'll put a link on my website to his books. He drew a book called Freaky Floral. Awesome book. Michel Gagne, a French-Canadian illustrator. Very, very talented. So let's get inspired by that art, and let's draw that nice S-curve. We're going to start with that line and this line right here. So any paper will do, any pencil will do. Let's start right here with that nice S-curve. All right. Let's have it flowing down. Nice, beautiful S-curve right here. I'm going to get a sharper pencil. Good thing I have a whole handful. All right, so I'm going to draw a nice S-curve coming down here. And then I'm going to move my paper around as I draw. And then I'm going to draw this, another. See, sometimes it's easier for you to twist and turn your paper to draw these. Now I'm going to draw another curve coming down behind here, overlapping back behind here. Okay, it looks like a wishbone on a chicken. Look at this. Darken in that nice S-curve. Now, thinking of a foreshortened circle, I'm going to draw that outside of the lip of the flower petal, coming out, coming back in pretty close. See, I'm going to draw lightly at first. That's the little hook. That's where the bumblebees sit before they jump into the nectar, into the water that's collected. And then I'm going to go way out here, come back in close. Now, you can zoom in just a bit. Right there's good. Now, darken that in. Now, look at this is a nice foreshortened flower petal, comes out, tapers right in, and you can see what we're drawing right here. Look at that. We're drawing this part right here. We taper it right in right there, and we'll put a shadow underneath it, okay? So let's do the same thing. Let's darken in that edge, go way out here. Think of that foreshortened loop. Once again, we're always referring to that cylinder. If I can find that cylinder I draw. Remember that cylinder? We're always using that cylinder, the top of that foreshortened circle. Look at this, a foreshortened circle. You go way out, come back in here, taper it in, comes in quite a bit. Now comes this wonderful funnel. I'm going to kind of angle it down. I got to figure it out here, where it's going to go. So I think I'll taper it right here. There you go, nice flower. That's the body of the petal there. Taper it down. That's called tapering. It's wide at the top and it tapers down. It gets smaller as it tapers down. You can kind of curve it a little bit if you want. I'm going to kind of curve mine just a bit, and then curve the bottom. That's called contour. All right, pull out just a bit if you would, and right there. And then I'm going to draw this, the flower stem right here. Okay, we'll draw the leaves in just a second. Then I'll put another flower back here, another flower back here. But let's just start with one. Now, some people call this the Jack in the Pulpit lily because that little seed pod that's inside there. See that? That looks like a pulpit. I always tell my students it looks like a Twinkie in there, like Twinkies out here declaring world peace. You put little eyes and a little mouth, little ninja Twinkie. But right here, let's put a shadow behind here. Let's put a shadow, and that's the seed pod, okay? And then I'm going to curve this around. I'm just going to scribble the shading now. Okay, we'll scribble it, then we'll use our fingers, or you can use your paper stump to blend. I'm going to shade underneath here. Just scribble it for right now. Just scribble it, and you can blend in. Zoom in just a bit if you would. I'm just going to scribble the shading, and then you can use your finger. I'm going to use my paper stump. Here we go. Watch this. I'm going to blend with my Stompy. If you can get these at your art supply store for 30 cents, all right? Get a whole packet of them online from any online company that sells art supplies. I've had success with ASW Express, but anyone that, I just know that one has been good service to me so far. I should do a little research and find out, give you a whole bunch of different art companies that have stumps for sale. You can buy a bulk of them, and they get down to about $0.10 a piece. These are wonderful tools. Let's shade real dark underneath here, underneath that lip of the petal. And then let's blend it down. I'm going to shade it a little darker. See, it's dark here. Blend it down as you get lighter. Now for this one, the sun seems to be coming from a little bit over here, right? So it hits the top, it's shaded underneath there, it's shaded underneath there, it tapers down. I want to put a little more shading down on the flower, so I'll use the edge of my pencil, and then I'll use my stump to kind of blend it, okay? Kind of pick it up and smooth it out. That's a nice, look at that. Doesn't that look nice right there? All right, I'm going to put a little bit of tone on the lip of my lily. Little bit of tone right around the petal. And I'll leave the seed pod nice and bright. Can you zoom in a little bit? Just a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Right there is good. Take your pencil, get it really, really dark underneath there. Now, this is like the third time we've tried this lesson, so I'm going to turn back to Jess. Jess, are we getting sound on this one? Thumbs up. Okay, good. This is, for some reason, we've had a hard time getting this one ready for you students to draw. We've had a couple of technical problems, so this is great. All right, now go and pull out just a bit, and that's good right there. I'm going to take my stump and blend the stem down. Remember, you can just use your finger. You don't have to have a stomp. I'm going to darken in the edge. You can erase these extra little lines if you want. Now over here, I think I'm going to put another stem. Let's look back at my picture. Okay, I'm going to put another one kind of branching off back behind there. So over here, kind of blocking where the flower is going to go, taper it down here. So I'm going to have the S curve. I'm kind of blocking it here, if you can see it. See, this is a good spot to use the non-photo blue pencil, because you can draw with the blue pencil, but you wouldn't be able to see it on the screen right now, but it would disappear if you scan it, and then you can ink it, see, and you won't have to erase. Well, let's use that S curve. Let's go back to our reference. We're going to draw that S curve coming right over the top right here. So I'm going to take this. In fact, you know what? I'm going to take this right up here, right above me. I like having that reference right there. I'm going to draw this nice S curve starting here. Okay, this is going to be the top of our next flower back behind here. I'm going to turn my paper, and I'm going to curve this around, and let's just repeat this shape again. It's a little bit smaller, it's further away. I'm going to go way out. Now look at it, it's tilted away, it's a different angle. Coming back, it's a foreshortened loop. I'll draw that little lip on the petal. I'm going to go way out here, come back in a foreshortened shape. I'll taper this down to the left and this down to the right, all the way down. And then let's curve the bottom right here. Watch this. Let's curve this. Hey, look, it's overlapping. This is in front, and this is far behind. Cool. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to draw the stem here. Now let's put that seed pod back there. Here you go. Way back there, remember the jack in the pulpit? Draw that seed pod. And I'm going to add some more. Shade some more underneath here. This is a great one for overlapping and for shading. Okay, light's coming from above. Always know where your light is. Let's shade behind here. Remember, your finger works just as fine. I like to use a stomp. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. I'm going to shade down here. Go ahead and zoom in so they can see that a little bit, would you? Isn't that nice? There you go. That's fine. Put a little tone back behind here. I see you can just use the residual lead you have on your stomp, okay, or your finger. I'm going to put a little darkness between the two, a little more, and then I'll blend it out some more. Cool. Okay, go ahead and pull out, and let's see how that's looking there. I like that, the nice dark edge right there. All right, we got our flower. We have two flowers. Let's put another one. Put one more flower. That's looking really shaping up very nice. Let's put one more, tucking it over here. So I'm going to tilt my drawing. I'll have another flower in this direction. Go ahead and pull out a little bit if you would. Right there. I'm going to put it right over here. About right here. I'm going to put the flower, and it'll taper down. So I'm going to draw the S curve right about right here. So the flower's going to taper down. Okay, I got the edge of the flower. Slanted down over here. You can look at this again if you see what we're going to do. I'm drawing this line, and I'm going to draw this S curve. I'm going to draw that foreshortened shape. Good to use that as a reference. So let's go ahead. Let's just be nice and aggressive and do a nice little S curve right there. You can do that same line. Now look at, we're going to do a set of 3. Your eye loves to see repetition patterns, and your eye loves to see odd number. If we put 2 there, and then you have one choice of a picture with 3, most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, your eye would be drawn to the group of 3 or 5 instead of 2 or 4. I don't know the scientific reason for that. I just know that it does happen. You're drawn to an odd number. So if you look at a lot of the Greek structures had an odd number of pillars or an odd number of windows in the front of a house. If you look at the colonial architectures, there'll be 2 windows on one side, 2 windows on the other side, and 1 window right in the middle, making a 5 for your eye. Okay, now, boy, I'm talking about going on a tangent there. Odd numbers are pleasing to the eye. All right, so we have our 2 flowers. We're going to put one tilting behind here. Let's go way out of here. There's the petal. Look, it's looping around, coming back in close. I'm going to draw that little hook on top. Let's draw. Now, you know what? I'm worried my hand is going to smear the flower, so I'm going to put a index card on top, and I'm going to draw on top of the index card so I won't smear it. Go way out here. I learned that when I was illustrating my drawing books. For instance, take a look. I was illustrating this cover of this book right here, and when it was pencil and pen and ink, this drawing a 3D book, I took my hand and I was inking it in, and I went and I smeared it. I had to redraw the entire cover. It was really a drag. So I always keep a handy pile of cards to put my hand on. I learned my lesson. All right, let's put the seed pod in here. There's a little seed pod there. And I'll move that and see how it looks. It looks pretty good. All right, now let's taper this down. Look at this, is really going to be curving. And this, you can't even see that flower back there. You can't even see that edge. It's disappeared. Curve the end is a little higher up. It's further away. This is lower. It's closer to you. And let's have this stem cross over. Look at that. That stem comes right down. Doesn't that look nice? Look at that. Let's darken in that. I'm going to clean that up in there a little bit. Put a shadow. See, I love the scribble shading technique right here. Scribble that first and you blend it. You know who has great shading? Shel Silverstein, the illustrator who wrote Where the Sidewalk Ends and The Giving Tree. I love his illustrations and his website.